Hi YouTube. I've been in the Navy for the last 2 years now, and I've decided that I want to make a video about what boot camp is like uh, for several reasons now. And the three most important ones are I've seen a lot of inaccurate videos posted by people who just got out and had to tell the whole world what was going on or what it's like. And then they couldn't remember anything except chow time and how to strip their rack. Um, Also, I've seen a lot of failures of recruiters to do their jobs. Now, don't think I'm getting down on recruiters if there are any watching. I've just heard quite a few horror stories, and I wanted to kind of dispel that myth that not all recruiters are like that. And then lastly, I want to ease the minds of anybody who's nervous about going to boot camp. Because it can be the best time of your life, or at least of your Navy career. Um, for some people, others it could be the worst. And those people would definitely be those who they've never been away from home. They're out of shape, which kind of falls on sometimes on the recruiter issue, but again, I'm not getting into that. Or anyone who has a strong dislike of harsh language and swearing, which I'm not going to do in this video, but not everyone is professional as I am. Um, so we're just not going to go there. But this is real talk for real future sailors. And again, if you're watching this video, I would hope you have a little bit of interest in the Navy and you would like to join at some point if you're not already in the DEP process. Um, Now I have links below for your military benefits, your pay, uh, rates and ranks, which you're going to need to know, your sailor's creed, your general orders, and then I've got some general info and frequent asked questions for recruits and their families and whatnot. So check those out. Those will help you, and they might help you understand some of what I'm saying. But this is a basics video, so if you have anything specific you want to ask, feel free to email me, and I will answer what I can to the best of my ability. Okay, starting out, this is assuming that you have been through the DEP process, you've been to MEPS, you've signed your contract, you've discussed it with your family, everything. You're getting ready to leave MEPS. You're going to ship out. Now, unless you're alone, you're going to have a leader who will be in charge of a minimal folder that has your records, your orders, your meal vouchers, your plane tickets, and everything. You're going to be given a time and a location to meet someone from RTC at Chicago O'Hare. There's going to be a petty officer or chief there who will make sure you're all there, get a head count, and get you on the bus. And just do what they say, don't ask questions, and this is the point where you need to start using your Navy terminology. If you haven't learned it, it's going to be a little difficult for you. Now, the bus ride from O'Hare to RTC is going to take about 45 minutes. Whatever you do, just don't fall asleep on the bus. When I went, there was a video playing. It was kind of outdated, but it kept me awake. And when you get there, they're going to yell at you to get off the bus. They're going to yell at you and tell you to line up. Again, this is where your terminology is going to come into play. Make sure you do what they tell you to do, exactly the way they tell you to do. It's definitely not a difficult thing. You're going to be given a 2-minute phone call to let your family know that you made it and that a box with your belongings is going to arrive in some kind of time frame that they give you. If you brought your cell phone, you can use it to make your call. You can also loan it out to others to make their phone calls. Otherwise, you're going to be using a payphone. And then when you're done with that, they're going to have you take the battery out, and it's going to be set aside to put in a box when you send your stuff home. Don't try to keep it. You're going to get caught. Over the next few hours, you're going to be spent getting fitted for your shoes, PT shirts, shorts, your sweats, which they're going to call Smurfs, and that's going to be your uniform for the remainder of P days, or you're in processing. Then they're going to give you your toiletries like body wash, shampoo, toothbrush, etc. Also, they're going to give you your sea bag, some notebooks, a letter writing kit, pens, markers, a lock. Then also is going to be your recruit manual and a Blue Jackets manual. I was also not allowed to sleep for about the first 36 hours after I got there. Now this may have changed. But to be on the safe side, definitely get a good night's sleep before. Try to sleep on the plane. And you're going to have unlimited access to water fountains, which are called scuttlebutts, and a bathroom, which is called a head. Make sure that you know that. And they will tell you that if you drink and have a full bladder, it's going to be easier for you to stay awake. Another thing I recommend is if someone from the RTC staff asks for volunteers to help sort and pass out toiletries or shoes or anything like that, definitely volunteer, because that will help keep you awake for that time. And then after that, males and females rather, are going to be taken to separate rooms where you have to strip and place all your belongings in a box which is given to you. Then you will have to write a reliable address on it, preferably your parents' address, or if you're married, you can put your address that you lived at with your spouse and then just let them know that it's coming to them. What you can keep is a small address book, a small copy of your religious text, and a charm if you prefer, your wallet, and a wedding ring if you're married. What's considered small will be at the discretion of the pay officers in charge, and if you're allowed to keep anything else, you can, but you'll be carrying it in a knotted sock tucked into your waist of your Smurfs, so keep that in mind. You're going to give the first of your many urine samples while in the Navy, just to see if you screwed up after you pledged not to. If you pop positive, you're going to get sent home, and there's going to be other consequences along with that. Basically, the remainder of P days is going to be trips to medical and dental, getting fitted for glasses if necessary. Thankfully, you won't have to wear these anymore. These are called BCGs, and they are terrible. You're also going to get fitted for your NWUs, whether they're blue or green or whatever color that they're going to be, and your boots. After that, you're going to be transferred from your temporary barracks, which is called the Pearl Harbor, to the barracks, or they call them ships, that you'll be at until graduation. I was in ship 12, called the USS Triton. It was a submarine, so if you get put there, let me know when you get out. Once you're in your new digs, everything is going to be spelled out for you clear as day. Watch standing, inspections, rack making, uniform folding, cleaning, so on. Unless you have a photographic memory, I suggest you take lots of notes. But the note-taking may be mandated by your RDCs. They may inspect your notes, and if they're not up to snuff, you're going to get it. Your RDCs are also going to assign jobs. Some of these you can volunteer for. Others, they pick, and there's no questions asked. Yeomans, port and starboard watch, section leaders, that kind of thing. But the most important are going to be the RPOC, the AROC, and the Master at Arms. The RPOC is in charge of the division, second only to the RDCs, and they're responsible for pretty much everything, and they direct the division when marching as well. The AROC is next in line down from the RPOC. They will assist the RPOC in disciplinary issues, and they will call cadence while you're marching. The Master at Arms basically is just if you're somewhere outside of your compartment or even inside your compartment and some people are acting up, they will get onto them, and the RDCs may or may not get involved. If you've never had a leadership position in the civilian world, and they pick you for this job, be prepared, or a job at all, be prepared to get yelled at a lot, because that'll happen, and you have to just not let it get under your skin. But these jobs can help you get meritoriously advanced if you do a good enough job. So whatever you do, don't shy away from a job. Just do it to the best of your ability. You may or may not get removed from that position, but if you do, don't take it personally. Sometimes it's not your fault. Sometimes it could be a medical issue. Every day is planned, and the plan of day is going to be posted at the entrance to the compartment. Basically, you just follow the schedule, you study for, and you take your tests to the best of your ability. You do PT when you're supposed to, and don't be a backtalker. RDCs love to make examples of recruits who speak out or act out of line. I'm sure you guys have heard about hygiene. It's very, very important. But you may have also heard that the shower time you get is very limited. Roughly 6 minutes to get into the head, strip, hit your hot spots, and then get back out. Males are going to be expected to be shaven before the RDCs get there in the morning, which means you might have to have the night watch standard wake you up before reveille. And a secret that I learned to expedite the morning routine is to sleep on top of your sheets. Only use your blanket, and then just fold the blanket in the morning, smooth out your sheets, and that saves you a couple of minutes at least in the morning, because you don't have a lot of time. If you're going to be in an integrated division, females are not allowed in the male compartments without an RDC present, and vice versa. The RDC rovers are going to roam the P-ways, which are hallways, at night, so don't think you can slip over and see that one cute guy or girl that you've been checking out. There's going to be snitches if the rovers don't catch you. Sunday mornings after chow, you're on holiday routine. Sunday morning services are offered at the chapel, or you can chill in your compartment. That's all about the RDC's discretion. Males and females may mingle during that time. Letter writing and boot and shoe polishing are highly encouraged. Another good thing about holiday routine is that long showers are authorized, and I highly recommend them. Unless you are first in there on a normal day, they're going to be the hottest showers you get in boot camp. Not that they're always cold, but they're going to be the hottest showers you get. Chow is not a social event. You're there to eat. There's no speaking unless the RDCs are talking to you, or if the RPOC is calling the division to leave. Hand signals or pointing for condiments are going to be pretty much the only communication that you're going to need at chow. And always keep in mind what you're eating, because PT and PFAs are always looming. But I'll get to that in a minute. Mail is going to take a few weeks to start arriving, so don't get impatient if you don't get a letter right away. Your family still has to receive the letters that you mail out on your first night of arrival that has an address for them to write you. They can distribute that out when they get it. The mail is going to be picked up by a mail PO, which is a job that you can apply for. You have to take a test. It's not hard. And the mail is then released at the RDC's discretion. Whatever you do, don't have food sent to you. Don't have any electronic appliances, anything that needs electricity to run. Don't have it sent to you. Don't have batteries sent to you. And don't have any tobacco products sent to you. You're not going to have the time or the ability to dip or smoke. I promise. The best thing are letters. Since photos can be exposed, don't have anybody send you anything dirty. They don't care if it's your husband or wife. Don't send nudie photos. Make sure that anyone who can possibly send you mail knows this. Make sure you tell your parents before you leave, or whoever, the last person you see that's going to get your letter. Make sure they know that you can and will be punished for anything that you receive that the RDCs do not approve of. Definitely, as a side note, don't write home describing any kind of deplorable conditions about boot camp. Your parents may or may not belong to a military parent group like NavyMoms.com, and if they post something because they misconstrued something in your letter, they could land your division in hot water. I've got a horror story about that, and if I get enough requests for it, I'll make a video. Now, you're being prepared for pass and review, which is your graduation, from the time you arrive at RTC. And I'll talk about PIR later, but that means marching. If you were in ROTC or marching band, you've got an edge, and don't get upset, or be patient rather, with any recruits that aren't picking it up as fast as you. It can be fun at times if your division behaves, because your RDCs can teach you or allow you rather, to use some creative cadences, and they may teach you some trick marching, which is kind of fun to do. Should you act up, you can be set back in training. This is called being ASMO'd, and it stands for Assignment Memorandum. It's not a fun thing. It can also happen for medical reasons, or if you fail a written test, or your final PFA. Again, I'll get to that in a minute. There'll be 3 written tests, and you always want to be on the lookout for false information. That just means follow only what's in the RDC's instructions, your Blue Jacket manual, and your trainee guide. Now for PT, your physical training is going to be a regular thing. If you're not used to working out, running, doing sit-ups and push-ups, that kind of stuff, you might want to start now, especially if you're newer to the DEP program, because if you're not in shape, you can be delayed to go, and when you get there, yeah, it's not going to be fun. Now, like the academic tests, there's going to be 3 tests of your physical fitness in boot camp. And then once you get out and hit the fleet, or wherever it is you go from there to A school, C school, they're going to be semi-annually. You can fail the first 2 PFAs, but I don't recommend it. If you fail your final PFA, you're going to be ASMO'd and put into a program called Fitness Improvement Training, or FIT. That's just designed to get you ready to graduate ASAP by putting you on a strict diet and a stricter PT program. Now, at some point, you're going to be interviewed by a Navy classifier. This is just to address any issues with security clearances, overmannings, and that kind of thing. Definitely be honest with these people. After that, your RDCs are going to give you your orders for A school. Or if you're undesignated, they will tell you you're going across the street to TSC Great Lakes for a few weeks for your training, and then you'll have follow-on orders to your ship. Battle Stations is your final exam for boot camp. There's really not a lot I can tell you, because I signed paperwork called a page 13 that promises the Navy that I wouldn't say anything, and I intend to honor that. You'll learn more about Battle Stations when you get there. It's definitely an experience. And then pass and review, the thing that you've been training for since day 1. All divisions in your training group will march to the ceremonial hall in the dress uniform of the season, where your families will be waiting for you. Now, you definitely want to look sharp, and don't fall out, or you're going to be remembered. You're going to be remembered that way for years to come. Once you're released, you'll have time to congratulate your fellow sailors and reunite with your loved ones. Now, depending on your assigned rate, you'll either leave right away, or you'll have to hang around for a day or 2. Either way, you need to go back to the barracks to pick up your things. Don't bring your cell phone back to the barracks. Don't bring anything electronic. Pretty much just don't bring anything back with you that you didn't have when you left the barracks that morning. Wait until you're off the RTC premises to get your phone or your electronics from your family. If they're not going to be there long enough, if you have to stay around for a day or 2 and they're not going to be there long enough to give that to you, you should have information, or you're going to have to wait till you get where it is that you're going and then have it sent to you. I don't quite know how that works, but I'll try to get information on that. But that's pretty much all I can think of right now. But thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, again, drop me an email. I will answer them the best I can. With the things that have changed, I'm going to send out an update as soon as I know what the new info is. So, thanks again, and stay tuned.